So can we give a new countdown here? All right, good. We can just give a new countdown. Oops, sorry, I clicked. I need to not click because you are of ownership of that. All right, sorry. We're gonna restart this in 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. All right, here we go. Assault Android Cactus. I'll give the quick version since I already kind of covered it, and apparently people couldn't hear me. But that's all right. Top-down twin-stick shooter. Whole goal is to destroy the robots in every level. 25 levels, 5 bosses, 1 final end boss, and 1 mini-boss right before that. 9 unique characters. I am playing the purple android on the right. Sam is playing the silver android on the left. And we'll probably lose track of each other quite a bit, because it gets a little nuts later on in the game. Each android has a unique primary and secondary weapon. I have the little helicopter deal that you see flying around, little orange edges. And my secondary is the black hole gun that I just popped over there. Sam's android in silver there has the laser as primary, and micro missiles as secondary that you see there. Each android has quite a unique play style. There are different strategies for going fast versus going for score versus going for no knockdowns, etc., etc. But what makes this a really interesting speed game is that there is no RNG at all. Every level is the same as it always is. Every spawn is the same as it always is. Every wave is the same as it always is, and you can manipulate that if you're really good at moving around and such. There's a whole bunch of different enemies. These basic walker ones are called kegs. You'll see different variations of them. In the previous level, you saw green and white ones. Here's green, white ones, and red ones. Are the big style called mega kegs. They have a whole bunch more health, and they shoot more often in a little spread pattern. You did see one Titan in the previous level. Way at the end, you'll see a bunch of these flyer dudes, these jets. I believe they're called jets, right?
I don't think so.
No? Turbo jets? No? Alright. I might be just making up a name. I have quite a few other more flavorful names for them, but I'm not going to say that on stream, so whatever. Most enemies have 3 variations. There are a couple later on that we'll see that only have 2. But each kind of has a unique attack style, different amount of health, and so on. There are 5 major zones in the game, each with 5 levels. And each zone has a different aesthetic to it. And every level, from here on out, introduces kind of a new either level or game mechanic. In this level, we see gaps around the edges. You can't fall in, so you can't suicide into a hole or something like that. It prevents you from doing that, so that's nice when stuff gets a little nuts later on. But there are certain enemies that can and cannot pass the gaps. The flyers can pass the gaps, the normal walkers cannot. Kind of work that to your advantage if you can. Pretty good turbine, I guess. In this level, you'll see the little gimmick to it coming up shortly here as soon as we clear this first wave. The lights go out. And it gets dark, but it doesn't really affect much, just a little bit of visibility stuff. Oh, I took a dumb down there.
It doesn't affect much, huh?
No, it doesn't affect much. I stand by what I say. In the top left and top right corners, you'll see the info for our androids. At the very top is our health meter. You get 5 hits before you go down. Your health does recharge relatively quickly as long as you're not getting hit. But unlike a lot of bullet hell shooty games, you do not have a discrete lives counter. Instead, you'll see in the top center the battery meter, and as long as that battery is even a little bit full, you can go down as many times as you'd like. However, if that meter runs out, it's game over. No continues, so to speak. Every now and again, you'll see a battery pop like that one at the bottom center. You pick that up, your battery meter refills a little bit. I think it's worth, under normal circumstances, about 20 seconds. And I think the entire meter... Oh, I'm probably gonna go down here. Oh, wait, maybe not. Alright, that's better. And a full battery meter, I think, is about 1 minute. So you got a minute to make it happen, or to get another battery drop or something like that. So this level here is Capacitor. Got a whole bunch of walls that kind of popped up here. You'll see them kind of morph around a little bit as we clear the phase. Now we've got some holes to deal with.
Oh, I'm gonna die.
Oh, don't do that. I need you, Sam, please.
Oh, hey, Restart. How's it going, buddy? You're online now, huh?
That's alright, we got this covered. Oh, I'm gonna take it down. Whoopsie. There are also various power-ups that you can pick up. There's 3 in total. Yellow, red, and blue. The yellow power-ups are Accelerate, makes you move a little bit faster, draw in batteries that drop, and draw in these little white pellets, which we'll explain in a little bit. Red is Firepower, gives you a couple little drones on the side of you with the machine gun effect. And blue is Shutdown. I don't think we've gotten one of those yet. We'll describe that when it happens. The little white pellets that drop from defeated enemies power up your weapon. You have up to 4 discrete power levels to your weapon. The first is really basic, doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And then the levels beyond that depends really on the android that you're playing, how it affects your weapon.
I'm sorry, I tried to get it.
That's right. So for me, better power levels for my weapon make my helo a little bit bigger. Damages more stuff around it. For Sam, the laser makes it more powerful. Just kind of raw power. Oh, those are really spread out. That's kind of dumb. And then for the different androids, it does different stuff. The blue power-up that I don't think we've picked up yet is called a Shutdown. What that one does, it does quite a bit, actually. It freezes everything on the screen. And while enemies are frozen, they take double damage. It also makes you invincible for about 3 seconds. And it refills your health. You'll probably see a couple of those as we tear through the first boss here. This is Embryo, also known as Doormat or Big Pushover, however you'd like to see. There's a Shutdown for you. So it really helps if you're in a dire situation. But generally, it's not the fastest thing to get. And kind of the weird thing is the speed up power-up usually isn't the fastest thing to get either. Usually you want to go for firepower. Or DPS, faster kills, faster wave clears, faster level. Oh, look out for that, though.
Oh, that was something.
That's right. Oh, don't get too close to Embryo either. He'll do that little floor smash thing. Instant kill. I think we'll wait that out for a red, I suppose, huh? Oh, and then a blue. Excellent. Let's go for it. Get up in there. And bye-bye, Embryo. That is Zone 1. We have cleared 1/5 the game now. So Zone 1, obviously being the first zone in the game, very fast. Usually want to hit, I'd say about 6.5 minutes, 6:45 maybe, to be on a decent pace for a run. And then each zone hereafter gets much longer. But as there are 9 different characters you can play as, the best possible runs you can get vary widely in the amount of time. There's one character called Shiitake. He's a railgun primary and proximity mine secondary. Slowest of the game. The best I've ever done with her is about 55 minutes, and I'm by no means the fastest player of this game anyways. The fastest character, which Sam is playing as, the silver android there, Starch. I believe the world record is 43 minutes and change. So there's quite a spread between fastest and slowest.
I was gonna say probably the best player at this game for Shiitake. I think his best time, I don't think he's tried it a lot, but his best time's like a 50-minute, something like that.
50
so.
flat? Wow, that's nuts.
Yeah, so
I'm happy to get sub-hour with Shiitake.
It's quite a wide gap between the different characters.
Yeah. But each one has their strengths and weaknesses. I play Aubergine a lot just because I like the kind of oddball play style. She doesn't really shoot directly at stuff, but she uses a little helicopter. But almost all the rest of them have a shooty-shoot gun instead of something weird. Although there is one character, Peanut, that shoots lava everywhere. Or I'm sorry, magma, I suppose, right?
I don't know what the difference is.
Well, I'm not a scientist, so I don't really know either. We clear that? Yeah, nice. All right. But she's more of kind of an oddball as well, in terms of the shooty shoots of the primary weapons. And their secondary, too.
It's quite different from anything else in the game.
That's true. Peanut has a big drill for her secondary.
No. Oh, jeez.
So now we're on to Zone 2. It's got a little bit of a different aesthetic to it. This zone is very heavy. Well, I guess just this level, I suppose, is very heavy on dynamic levels. So you'll see this level rearrange itself on a pretty regular basis as we clear waves of enemies here. There we go. There's another rearrangement.
Oh, it's red over there.
Well, is there? Oh, go get it, man.
No,
oh, it
there's not.
disappeared,
It's
didn't
down
it? Dang it. Also start to see a little bit more variety in enemies. These white bouncing toaster-like things, toaster dogs, colloquially called, shoot rockets that after a short amount of time, you'll see a targeting reticle on the ground, shape of a red target. Missiles drop from the sky, and it's pretty much an instant kill if you get hit directly by one. Plus, the explosions linger around a bit for a few frames, so even if you don't get hit directly, you can still walk into it and take it down. You also see a bunch more Titans. There are 3 different variations of Titans. These white ones are called Bomber Titans. They huck mines at you that are equally deadly as to the missiles. Oops, and I just took a dump down there. We'll see a couple more variations of the toaster dogs as well. We'll see, in Zone 2, we'll see a lot of little wasp creatures that we saw a lot in this level and in the first level of Zone 2. And they just move around and sting you. They're not the greatest. They're like the jerk birds of this game. They're very weak, but sometimes hard to hit depending on the weapon that you happen to be using. In this level, we'll see our first appearance of red Titans called Blaster Titans. They pound the ground and send a shockwave of red energy towards you. You get caught by that, it's pretty much a one-shot down. There's also a bunch of mines. Oh, and I almost forgot about those as well. Those are pretty much one-hit kills as well. You gotta be real careful. We'll also see... is this the first time we see turrets as well? I think so.
No, they were in the previous level at least.
Oh yeah, you're right. They were in the level before. The white turrets shoot normal spreads of blue bullets around. We'll see a couple more variations of those as we move a little further. Something to note about the colors of these attacks here. You'll notice that just about all the enemies are shooting blue bullets. Blue-colored attacks will only hit the players, the androids. There are also a couple attacks that are red. Red attacks will hit both players and enemies. Which you'll notice that the white toaster dogs with their rockets and the mine explosions are red, so it can actually kill enemies for you. And later on, or I guess right now, we see a whole bunch of orange attacks. Orange attacks will only hurt enemies, which is what the player attacks are. One other very significant play mechanic that you should really learn sooner than anything else is the dodge swap. You'll notice our characters doing a little kind of flip around each time we switch from primary to secondary and back again. For a very short amount of time, I want to say it's like maybe half a second. You're invincible, as long as you're swapping your weapon. And that's really helpful for avoiding stuff that you really think would otherwise make you take it down. And that'll be really important as we get later on, especially to some of the bosses and especially the final boss. Almost a requirement to know how to do that and to know how to time it properly. Other than that, you do get a little bit of invincibility when you get up from taking it down, as well as mentioned before, when you pick up a shutdown power-up, the little blue ones. Very handy to manage your invincibility properly.
Damn it.
This is the final normal level of Zone 2. It has one of my most hated mechanics ever, conveyor belts. They're not the greatest. They move you around, they move certain items and batteries around, they move enemies around, and they're generally a pain in the butt. Oh, managed to get that firepower, amazing. There will be another level later on that has not just square conveyor belts, but round ones, which are even worse. But we'll see that later in Zone 3. And I'm sure I'll bring it up because I hate it so much.
More than the laser?
More than the laser. More than the laser, indeed. So there, that's the last normal level of Zone 2. Now on to the Zone 2 boss. This is Vespula.
It's gonna go great.
She's not fun, and she's not great. And if you don't like wasps, I'm sorry, but there's a whole bunch of them here. So 6 discrete phases, 3 wasp phases like this, and 3 phases like it's coming up here. 3 phases where she opens up, shows you her pretty face, and goes back into her ball because we rock. Oh, careful, please. On to another wasp phase. So you see the boss health meter at the bottom there. The little divisions there denote the phases. Pretty clear, but just to point it out. And another open up phase. I'm going to get this because I'm a little coward. And another wasp phase, just for good measure. I'm going to go in for that power up.
Be a hero.
Oh yeah, big hero, and I take it down for being a big hero.
Should have been a hero.
I shouldn't have been.
I
That's
told you
alright.
not to.
It's okay, it's okay. It's fine. Oh, well that one wasn't fine, probably. Beautiful. Alright, that's a little bit better. Then she starts spewing novelty flowers at you. Oh, how is she not dead? That's ridiculous right there. I swear there was nothing left on her meter. And we both took it
Easy every
down.
time.
Yeah. So now we're on to Zone 3. Again, a different aesthetic for each level. Plus some new stuff. This is the first of the corridor levels. Where instead of kind of fighting in a big arena...
Oh, you got a red, don't let me die.
Oh, don't die. Instead of fighting in an arena, we're just walking down a big old hallway. I should have waited for that. Oh, that's fine. And the fun part about this is, if you don't kill all the robots before you move on, they will be waiting for you behind you. So the hallway will just go on and on and on and on until you clear all the robots in the wave. Plus, the hallway will not move if you leave a battery behind, so you gotta make sure to pick up everything as you're going. Because you can lose a lot of time if you leave anything behind. Just a big old hallway.
The mine's gonna get a little bit more exciting.
That's right. Oh, this is the first appearance, and I think the only appearance, come to think of it, of the super mines. They are bigger variants of the mines, and I think we passed them all, and I really should have mentioned that
Are they
before.
all gone?
Whoops. But they have a much larger explosion radius. You can still weapon swap through them. It's just a lot tougher to do.
This is also the first laser turret, I think? Question mark?
I believe you are correct, and we didn't see it, of course, because we nuked it right away, because we don't want to deal with that. But there are red turrets. They shoot red lasers, which means they can destroy both you and enemies. So usually it's somewhat beneficial to leave them around to do some damage for you. But if stuff starts getting a little nuts... Yeah, here's another one. Bye-bye, laser turret. You usually want to take care of them pretty quick. We'll also see another variant on the laser turret that fires a blue laser. Those are pretty dangerous since they only hit you and not any enemies around you. But those aren't until... I want to say Zone 5. Is when they first show up. The final zone in the game. I should remember what all these phases are comprised of, but I'm a bad speedrunner, so I don't. Oh, and I also take dumb downs.
Now you're not gonna get one of these revs.
That's alright. I'll get the next one.
Maybe.
Also get this battery, so there. See? Told
Oh.
you. You were gonna steal it from me, weren't you? Watch out for mines. So this is transit. Ouch. We are on a train of sorts, and later on, as we start speeding up, you'll see physics take hold. We will be pushed to one side of the train or another. There are also lasers incoming from the top, so lots to pay attention to. It is a red laser, though, so enemies will block its path and take damage from it. So if you're real good, you let them do that for you. If you're not so good, you weapon swap through. And if you're a big old coward, you grab a blue and kind of wait it out.
Or you hide behind the box.
Or you hide behind the box. That's also a valid coward strat.
You're being real brave.
I am. I wanted that red, man. Firepower, really important. Ah, you also see wasp cans, which I believe we saw on the first level of Zone 2. Did we? I don't remember now. But they do not have candy in them. They have more wasps. We'll also see another variant of them that contain mines later on. Those are the least fun of all. But we'll deal with that as it comes up. Whoa! Oh, my goodness. Those mines are scary. So there, you saw a little bit of a stretch where it was pushing us to one side of the train. I think we're through all of those, which is nice. You'll also see a bunch of these new types of enemies called factories. 3 variants of those. The green ones you saw us kill really quickly because we didn't want to deal with them are called orbital factories. They generate bullets that circle around them or orbit around them, hence their name. There will be red ones, I don't think in this level, but in the next level, called vector factories that spawn the same kind of bullets, but they shoot right at you. And there are blue factories that are called tendril factories, I believe, that spawn a circle of blue bullets that expand very slowly out towards you. We'll see those pretty late in the game. We'll say Zone 4 when they first show up.
Oh,
I shouldn't have got
man.
that. I'm sorry.
I was waiting for that.
I was focusing on the commentary a little bit. And you shouldn't take it down there. That's a bad idea. So this is Heat. As you've no doubt noticed already, there's a big old flamethrower on the opposite side of this thing. There's also a port for a flamethrower on this side, which we'll see come into play very shortly. And there's a mine phase that I tend to always forget. That's right. Just a little bit of cleanup. We're about, I'd say about halfway through this level. Usually the levels are pretty short. Starting out about a minute in Zone 1, they end up getting to be about 3 minutes in Zone 5.
This one's mine. Get away.
Alright, fine. Take it, man. Wasn't going for it. Sometimes the enemy spawns can be quite annoying. And although I mentioned before that all the enemy spawns are fixed, they are fixed based on your position. Hence why you can manipulate them. However, given how many positions you can have in this game just by moving around, it almost seems like they are random, but they are not. Trust me, we have confirmation from the devs about that. And there's also a hint about that in the closing cutscene, which we won't be watching, of course, since we're trying to go fast. Oh, I was going to go for that power-up, but I decided not to, like a big hero. Ouch. Oh, that was you. Never mind.
I'm glad that you feel my
where's the
pain.
last dude? You got him? Alright. So there was Heat, and on to the final normal level of Zone 3. This is Revolution. Remember those conveyor belts from before? They come in circle form. Which, as soon as they start up, you'll see why they are real annoying. So we've got 2 of them to deal with, moving in opposite directions. The inside one currently moving counterclockwise, the outside moving clockwise. When you're on your way to get a power-up and you get caught by one of the conveyor belts, ugh, it's a bad time. Plus, the enemies get all spread out and start moving away from you, and just makes you go super slow. That's alright. That's alright. We'll deal with it, and we won't have to deal with any more circular conveyor belts anymore. I hope. I think. There's the red laser in all its glory. It needs to go away now. Thank you. We will see another variant on the white toaster dogs there once we get to Zone 4.
Did we already see the red ones?
We have not seen the red ones.
Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the blue ones.
I don't know where anything shows up.
The red ones we will also see in Zone 4, come to think of it. Once they show up, you'll know it, though. They are a bit of a pain in the butt. And by a bit, I mean a lot.
The blue ones are harmless.
The blue ones, I think, are the worst of all. Even if they don't harm you directly.
They're your friends.
They are not your friends. Why must you lie to the good people that are currently watching? And that dog needs to die. As does this one.
Is it dead?
It is dead. Ooh, careful. So now the conveyor belts go a little nuts. Hence why I took a dumb down there.
Oh, I popped all the wasps and I didn't kill
Oh,
them.
why? Why would you spread them out like that? Don't spread them out. It's really slow. Oh, that guy. All right, so Zone 3 is done. On to Zone 3 boss. This is Justice. He is a big old bully, but we are going to bully him back, so it's going to be fine. He has only 3 phases, 3 very long phases. We're going to do a little beam skip there. Excellent. So the one, well, I wouldn't say the one speed tech necessarily, but the one that myself and Sam can do reliably is called the beam skip, where we skip him firing 3 lasers in the very beginning, so he pops all the little laser fences down here and releases the little capture balls. This makes it go a little bit faster. I'm going to take him here. There we go. And phase 2, he pops out a couple helos and a couple rockets. Bye-bye phase 2. Phase 3 has more laser fences, helos again, and eventually, which we'll see very shortly, he will start throwing his head at us. There's one. He won't get a chance to throw a second one, I don't think. He can throw up to 3.
Hopefully.
Oh, wait.
Nope.
Oh, wait. Oh, there's a second one, but it doesn't matter. We're done. Bye-bye, Justice. You will not be missed. He will be served, though. A minute flat. Wasn't bad. Wasn't a bad fight for 2-player. So an interesting note about this game for multiple players. The enemies do not have different amounts of health, regardless of if you have 1, 2, 3, or 4 people playing. However, there are a lot more of them. And the bosses do have a little bit more health as well, just to kind of even it out, balance it out a little bit. On 3- and 4-player campaign runs, everything just becomes a bit of a mess. It's very hard to track a little bit. A little bit.
A little bit.
Just a bit.
It's basically impossible
It's a bit of a circus.
to know what's going on.
But, you know, we do our best. Usually on just 2 people, you can still sort of follow what's going on. And obviously on 1 person, it's you're the only android to focus on, so it's a little bit easier still. But it's still a fun game on co-op. I would certainly heartily recommend people to do it on co-op as well. Whoa, geez, that mine had somewhere to be.
Hey, there's a free demo on Xbox One and PC.
Crud. There is. Free demo gets you 1 zone, a boss, and I believe 4 of the 9 playable characters.
On
Two.
PC it does.
Oh,
Xbox
is it
One,
different on
I think
Xbox?
I think you get like an hour of playtime
Oh.
to just do as much as you want.
Yeah, okay. So either way, you get a pretty good demo. Kind of get a little taste of what's going on. And of course, myself and Sam would both recommend you buy it because it's a good game. It's a real nice game. Where are the other 2? There they are. So this is Zone 4. This is the first level of Zone 4. We're about halfway through it already. Again, a different aesthetic. We are technically outside the spaceship. We are supposed to be ridding of all these robots. You can probably see it a little bit in the background. Yeah, on the top left there. This zone is all about morphing levels. This one in particular is pretty obvious. We get a bunch of these panels to deal with. They will not move as long as there are enemies or yourself on them. However, if you vacate them for long enough, they will shuffle in and out.
Let go, let go.
Oh, are you having problems over there? Here, help you out, I guess, while I'm flapping my gums. So here are the blue dogs. They latch onto you, make you a little bit slower, and try to drag you around the level. Oh, bye-bye, red. Oh, I'm going to take it down. They are the worst. They are the worst ones, by far. Because like the conveyor belts, they affect your mobility. And that's not good when you're trying to go fast. This is level 2 of Zone 4. This is Relay. This is the other corridor-based level. Not fighting in a big arena like most of the other levels. But like the corridor level in Zone 3, you can keep moving forward forever unless you kill stuff on the way. And that includes picking up batteries as well. Like so. Kind of a little bit of a change-up to the arena shooting that you're used to.
It's okay, I don't want any reds.
That's good. I'm going to take them all. Now we're on an elevator going up to be greeted by more corridor soon. I think this is where we start seeing the red flyers, the red turbojets. Faster than the white ones, they shoot 3 shots in a burst, and they're generally a pain in the butt when you're trying to aim at them. But if you have a secondary weapon like the black hole, that kind of stops them in their tracks. There, I left that red for you. Are you not going to get it? Okay. That's cool. Just waste that.
I'll take these 2.
Are you serious? Come on, man. See, that is what we get for not sharing.
Hey, if you're gonna yell about it, no.
I am going to yell about it, because that was dumb. You didn't need to grab both of them, but you still did.
Sure felt like I needed to grab both of them. I don't know about that.
After I left that one red for you, that you didn't get. I'm gonna take that one now. Now we're on to the final section of this level. This is a big old arena, like other levels before it, but kind of tight. What with the holes in the ground and the pillars in very inconvenient places. So it becomes a big old cluster from time to time. But luckily we are done with it, so we don't need to worry. Coming up next, 3rd level of Zone 4. This is Focus. We start on a pretty small platform, but if you are of good vision capability, you will see other platforms below us. So guess how we're going to get there. That's right. Fancy words. We're going to fall. And you see another platform below us. How are we going to get there? You gotta stop taking downs, man.
Oh, hey, it's the laser guys.
Ah, yes, a new type of enemy. They're called Reapers or Spectres or whatever. 2 variants of those. The red ones, which we will try to dispatch as quickly as possible, shoot lasers at you. Pretty much instant kill if you get caught by it, unless it just kind of wings you a little bit. They do give you a couple seconds of charge up time to kind of avoid it, though. Plus, it's a red laser, so it can damage enemies. Yeah, you want to get that guy? There you go.
He was blending into the column. I didn't see him.
It's also another variant on the Reaper enemies, blue ones, which we will see in only 1 level. And that's coming up in Zone 5, so we got some time before we gotta deal with their garbage. So here we go, falling to the next platform, and there is 1 more yet below us. How are we gonna get there? We'll just have to kill some robots and wait and see, I guess.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, this is not good.
I'm running away. Good luck. Good luck.
Oh,
over there.
thanks. Thanks for leaving me to fend for myself, which I did, by the way.
You're a hero.
I am a
You're
hero.
loser.
Big hero. There we go. Final platform. You'll notice in the center a rotating blue flame. As it is blue, it does blue damage, so it will not hurt enemies, but it will almost certainly instantly down us. Ouch. Kind of like that, although that was a big red guy that did it to me. The blue flames are no good. I think this is the only level where that appears on, which is really nice. Alright, we are done with Focus. On to the final normal level of Zone 4. This one is called Repeater. As soon as you go towards the edges of this level, it will immediately rebuild in front of you. And it will do so infinitely. However, it only has a limited number of floor tiles it can work with, so if you leave an enemy or a power-up or a battery on the opposite side of the level, you'll end up with a real narrow strip, and you'll have to go back and kill or pick up whatever it is that's stopping you from moving on. Oh, that's getting real dangerous. So it can be a bit of a pain in the butt, like so. If you're expecting to be able to move forward, and you can't because there's too much floor still out there. And like this guy over here is going to demonstrate, thanks. So here are the blue tendril factories. What's different about those enemies is that... mine phase. Once you kill the core, all the bullets disappear. So you can be a big, cool hero and go in and try to kill it and hope that you kill it before its bullets get to you. Or you can be a little coward and just kind of hang out outside its range. Really depends on your playstyle. And your level of confidence. So, this level tends to morph a lot. Oh, look out, please. Oh, whoa, you are playing dangerous, my friend. So we used to have a bunch of walls, now we just got a big open field to deal with. And as we go on, we'll get little individual pillars. Whoa, please be careful. And we will also see the first instance of mine tanks. So instead of wasps, these things have mines. And they tend to be packed such that there will always be one going straight for your face. So being able to weapon swap and dodge and use your invincibility frames is really a good thing. Just gotta finish up the last little bits of repeater here, then we can move on to Zone 4 boss, which is in a league of his own on the annoyance factor scale. But whatever, it's fine. We'll deal with them. It'll be a perfect no-down fight, and we'll gain some time, I guess. 100%, man. We are always the best. Oh, there's a lot going on here. We need to not deal with this. There we go. All right, and that is repeater. On to Zone 4 boss. Upcoming is Venom. He is a big ol' spider, and he's also a jerk. He has several different phases, first of which is essentially a big old turret rotating around the outside of the ring.
Satellite dish.
Hopefully it will go away. Thank you. Next up is a good old turret phase. Lots of bullets. Can be real hard to see what's going on sometimes. But that's fine. Just gonna deal with this the coward way. Perfect. Next up, a drill phase. Which is not fun. Lots of bullets, and I almost took a dumb down there because I was not moving properly. Drill phase gone. And then, oh, hey, another satellite phase. The best, right? No, it's not the best. I missed that shot. I was dumb. But now there's two of them instead of just one.
Oh man, I killed mine first again.
Yeah.
You must be so embarrassed.
I am kinda. I missed that first black hole shot. Hey, look, it's more turrets. Hopefully we can get a blue to start this off. No? Yellow? Just have to wait for it. There we go. There's a blue. I'm gonna use another one. Or I'm gonna take it down right before. That's fine too.
That's what I would have done.
Alright, good. So now drill 2. I'm gonna use a blue. It's safe. Not fast, but safe. And bye-bye drill 2. Please, thank you. And now the colloquially called butt phase. He's a spider after all. You need to get some web action in there, I suppose. Please, bye-bye butt phase. And now the shambling corpse phase. Pretty much. He's just about dead. Tries to come at you and puke on you. Kind of dirty. Don't like. Please. Alright, good. And bye-bye Venom. That is Zone 4.
Well, one of us didn't go down.
That's true. I mean, that's good enough, right? Best you could hope for. Alright, on to Zone 5. This is where everything and anything comes at you real quick. Oh, wow. Alright. Did I get that shut down? No, that must have been you, right?
No, that was definitely you.
Oh, was it? Oh, man. Not paying attention.
I'm not a giant coward like you.
Hey, man. Coward strats or safe strats? So this is Centrifuge. All the enemies spawn from the edges. Things get real nuts real quick. Bunches of mine tanks that we luckily did not take any downs on. You're gonna grab that? No? Alright.
I was leaving it for you because I've taken...
I wasn't gonna get to it in time. Lots of blue doggos, lots of big red titans, lots more mine tanks. The whole family shows up for some fun. And just a whole lot in general. Lots of numbers. They're coming out in force to try to stop us. This is the final zone in the game. I'd say we have a good, maybe about 10 minutes left. And we'll be done. But coming up at the end of this zone is the mini-boss and then the final boss. Both of which are unique in their own regard, and both of which can be a bit of a pain, depending on how you play. But I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get to that very soon. Because we got a lot of interesting stuff to do in Zone 5 yet. This is but the tamest level.
Tis but the tamest.
See, centrifuge, no problem. We did it. And no downs for either of us. Well done. This is control. Big ol' hole in the center, and 3 little turret things on, I guess, the corners. The one on the bottom here is a machine gun turret. Uses up all its ammo, disappears for a while to let it recharge. Top right is a missile launcher, same kind of concept, but you need to stick by it for it to fire its stuff. Up in the top left, which you will probably not see because it's the slowest one of them all, is a little shield module. It reflects bullets, doesn't protect you from missiles, but you need to be on the pad for it to be active, so we kind of avoid that one if we can. Usually we like to stick by the machine gun ones. It seems to do the most damage. And here we will see the first appearance of the blue Titans. They will jump at you and try to smash you into the ground. But if we're good, and I know we are, we will destroy them before they get a chance to do that. You will also see the first appearance of the big red doggos. I think. It is the first appearance, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
It feels like it is, but I'm probably forgetting a previous level.
Like the first time every time.
That's right. But they let loose an entire barrage of missiles, whereas the white dogs only shoot 1 at a time. These shoot, I want to say 12. It feels like a lot more, though.
Feels like 100.
It does feel like 100. And hopefully we won't be seeing many of the, or as much of them as we normally would, because they tend to be a bit of a pain in the butt if you let them fire. But this being shots fired and all, I suppose we should let them do their job sometimes. So here's a whole bunch of them, and one of them got a shot off. There's a whole bunch more over there. Here comes another set of them. They're not going to get a chance because we're going to shut them down. There is a dude on the opposite side that I don't like. I think he's dead. Alright. And that was control. Not a bad control either. 223s isn't too bad. Alright, here is convection. The best of all the levels. Actually, no, that's probably a lie. A lot of people don't like it.
It's the longest.
It is the longest one. Certainly. So probably the worst for a speedrun. But it has a bunch of these fire jets all over the floor. And as they are red, they do damage to both you and enemies. It's not really an instant kill, though, more of a slow burn. So you can kind of hang around on them for a little bit, but you best move your butt if you can. And sure, it seems tame right now, happening in relatively regular patterns, but they will eventually be chasing us. Which is not exactly the most fun when you're playing with more than one player, because you can cross each other's paths and probably get the closest to a team kill you can in this game.
Ooh, that's not good. Oh!
Oh, look out. You alright up there? Yeah, you're fine. Walk it off. Let's get a little nuts down here, though. Really like that. Alright, take that. Oh, not gonna get that red, though. You can have it when it cycles back, though. So this is also the first appearance. Is this the first appearance? Yeah, of the blue specters, first and only. They shoot their little blue bullet spreads, which you'll probably see a whole bunch of unless we do really well and kill them before they get a chance. Ah, took a full spread of something.
Are each of those bullets, I don't remember, are each of those bullets a guaranteed down?
From the blue specters?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think they only cause 1 damage.
I think we should test that.
No, I'm not going to test it right now. I mean, it's good to test for science, but not right now.
We are trapped in a corner.
Yeah, we should separate a little bit. Not really much else to mention while we're cleaning up convection here. Plus, we do need to focus just a little bit. Otherwise, stuff goes really bad real quick. So there we go. There's the big blue bullet spreads from the blue specters. They spread out as they go. Makes it really treacherous.
Oh, I lost sight of myself.
Nice, we're alright. Alright, and that's pretty much all the normal levels of Zone 5. Coming up is the second final level here. Or second last, rather. We get to meet another android. This is Licorice. She wants to hang out for a bit. Or she's just gonna run for a little bit and let the robots do some work on us, I guess. But we'll see her later. Don't worry about it. And there's some real interesting stuff about her when, spoiler alert, we fight her at the end of this level. She is the mini-boss here. Well, that's a lot of lasers, please. Thank you.
Ooh, I would have liked the blue.
And there, well, here and there was one of 2 blue lasers in the normal campaign. It went away very quick, because we don't want to deal with that. Oh, look out for that guy, please. And we would like accelerate before we hit the Licorice fight here.
I'm just gonna take it so she doesn't get it.
Okay, fair enough. So, since Licorice is an android like you are, she relies on battery. You'll see a second battery meter on the bottom. That is her life bar. So the fight does not end until you drain her battery completely. And since she operates on the same principles that the player androids do, she can pick up those battery pickups and extend her life. And that's real bad. Each battery that you miss costs you about 20 to 25 seconds in this fight, which is real bad. I'm gonna grab this for safety. Which really makes this a bit of an unfortunate speedrun, because the gatekeeper level, which this one is, happens at pretty much the very end. Oh, I took it down. Please don't pop that battery. I got it. Excellent. So, if we get to a certain point in this fight, say right here, we're just not going to kill anything. And that was a beautiful zero battery Licorice fight. Exactly what I was hoping for, actually. Oh, 209. That's a beautiful time for that. And hello, final boss. This is Medulla. Big ol' arena. Lots of bullets. Lots of stuff coming at you. This is where weapon swapping and using the invincibility it grants is very, very important. I mean, it's important for the entire run, really. But this time, it's particularly important. Swapping through lasers, swapping through bullets. And hello, Embryo again. Didn't we already deal with you? Aw. Oh, I'm gonna take it down. Nice. So yeah, this is Embryo. Oh, jeez. This is Embryo in his final form, just a little bit beefier. And we will see other familiar faces as we go. Oh, this is a bad position to be in. So not quite as safe on the outside for that one.
Try to be fancy.
Don't be fancy. Can't afford it. And hello, well, look at this. This is Vespula back from the dead. Her final phase, significantly beefed up again. Still tossing out novelty flowers, still lots of wasps. Oh, wow, and she has one heck of a melee range. I'm glad we got to show that at least once and then twice. Ouch. Oh, this is a real bad medulla. You gotta stop going in for that, man. It's not helping us. And bye-bye Vespula, that was not a great Vespula fight. So another dome phase here, dealing with real thick bullets. Those are just about instant downs, unless you get winged. Ah, like so.
Oh, was it fast enough?
And hello, Justice final form again. Hopefully he will be a little bit nicer. Oh, well, except for that. Than Vespi. Oh, the fake helos are really killing me here. And bye-bye Justice. Now, on to the final phase of Medulla. We are almost done. And the laser, my bestest friend in the world. Fun fact about that laser, it will always aim at whatever the last player is. Since we are playing 2-player and I am the second player, it's always going to go for me. Which I don't like very much. But it looks like we're having a pretty solid final phase here. Nice to see. And that's it. We're done. Oh, wait. We're not done. Something's going to happen here. Anybody play Geometry Wars? That's what we're doing, pretty much. Time will be coming up shortly. We'll let you know. It'll be after we hit the complete button after this phase. So we're dealing with a bunch of boxes, a bunch of triangles, a few lasers, some bullets for good measure. Oh, that laser had me pretty cold there. So this is kind of the final screw you of the game. It'd be a bit difficult at times. Oh, nice. Oh, they got both of us. That's great. Good moves. All right, time is coming up. And time. So that's Assault Android Cactus. Really fun speed game. Certainly encourage people to pick it up, give it a play, give the demos a try. We've got a pretty good speedrunners Discord for it. A whole bunch of members of the community go in and exchange strats and generally raise some heck with everybody, so that's about it. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Then we stabilize the core psyche during the procedure.